What? They just said Evel Knievel died on Friday. I captured Evel Knievel in this camera on my films.
I told you a few minutes ago, Evel Knievel died Friday in Florida at the age of 69, and he was an international superstar. The Smithsonian Institute once dubbed him as America's legendary daredevil. Although Knievel had been in failing health and out of the spotlight for many years, his name has always been synonymous with death-defying stunts.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Evel Knievel made a name for himself with stunts like these. Flying on his motorcycle over cars, vans, trucks. Always in red, white, and blue. And always adding a little more distance. His attempt to clear the fountains at Caesar's Palace, a distance of about 150 feet, catapulted his career, but shattered his body.
I was conscious almost till he got me to the hospital, but I had a real severe brain concussion.
His fans couldn't get enough, and the stunts grew even more ambitious. He attempted to rocket over the Snake River Canyon.
Whoa, there's been a mistake. He looks like he's going into the canyon.
And at Wembley Stadium, he almost made it over 13 double-decker buses. But the failures added up, and after breaking nearly 40 bones in his body, Knievel retired in 1980. Now, the last interview that Evel Knievel gave was to David Blaine almost 2 years ago. Let's take a listen.
There's one man I've studied and watched my entire life who I now needed to meet. Evel Knievel. He defied death with his motorcycle and is the greatest daredevil of the 20th century. He created the most watched TV spectacles, jumping his bike distances no one had ever attempted. I traveled to Clearwater, Florida for one purpose, to see if this master would pass on any advice.
Can you think of something that's magical? Something that'll stun the world that is not so death-defying?
Yeah, but I don't want to do that because then it's fake.
Well, that's because you're a daredevil. You can't help it. For some reason, there's something that draws or drives some people to try to realize their dreams. I mean, everybody can't do it. If they could, we'd all be flying around like Superman.
No, but I think everybody could do it, but I think that most people don't. No, I think most people don't.
They can't do it.
I think that they don't.
Most people can't do it.
No, I think they
don't. They don't have the determination, the knowledge, the wisdom, or the guts.
Right.
They don't have it because it wasn't born in them. David Blaine had it born in him. Evel Knievel had it born in him. We can't help it. We are what we are. Can't help it.
Joining us now is Denise Albert, David Blaine's producer, and she was with Blaine the day that he talked to Evel Knievel in a remarkable conversation. Good morning.
Good morning.
Why was it so important for Blaine to meet Evel Knievel?
Well, he really wanted to talk to people who he inspired him, and Evel Knievel was one of those people. And I think it was interesting for both of them, coming away from the conversation, to see how much they have in common.
A rare breed of people who would push their lives to the limit, these daredevils, and a real meeting of the minds between the two. Did Knievel give him any advice?
He did. It was actually very surprising advice. He was very cautious with him, and actually a funny story, he asked David if he rides motorcycles, which David loves his motorcycles, and Evel told him to always wear a helmet and don't ride his motorcycle on the city streets. Take a taxi.
Wow, that's so funny. He seemed very animated in the clip that we just saw, but actually Evel Knievel was in failing health. Let's take another look, okay?
Do you know that air is the most precious commodity on the face of the earth? I mean, without air, you're a dead man. And I am being shut off. So I'm more aware of it than anything in the world.
And that's because you're going through, what's the name of the?
Idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis.
And that's where your lungs are hardening, so
Your lungs harden, the veins in them harden, and then eventually it kills you. You can live with almost any kind of a thing against you, but you're not going to live without fresh air.
How sick was he? How difficult was it to go through this very long day?
He was very sick. He had to take breaks. We didn't realize how serious it was. He had to take breaks to get oxygen. And I think that it was even surprising to him that he had come this far. He said that he was surprised that all of his accidents didn't kill him. And he wanted also David to understand those effects on his body.
Obviously, this is an interview that meant a lot to David Blaine. What about Evel Knievel?
You know, it's interesting, at the end of the day, after such a long day, we were all concerned about his health. At the end of the day, he thanked David for coming and said that he was actually surprised he had such a great day and David changed his life.
Changed his life. Wow. Denise Albert, thanks so much for being with us. Evel Knievel will be buried in his hometown of Butte, Montana. A service is scheduled for next Monday. Let's go back now to Dave for another check of the weather. Good morning again, Dave.
All right.